So I want to start with a really kind of basic question, which is who among you had any experience with the play? Not necessarily acting in it, but had seen it or read it or was familiar with it? Because among American classics or Pulitzer Prize winners, I would say that it is actually lesser known. And I'm just curious if anyone had any contact with it prior to this production.
Well, I remember seeing it when I was a kid. The movie.
Okay.
Not the play. The movie's quite a bit different. I don't know if anybody's seen it. It's rather long and drawn out. But I didn't have many memories of it. And then I saw a little interview with Jason Miller on a YouTube clip that was an interview with him, and he was showing clips from the movie and talking about his what he thought the play was about.
Was that later, like years after having directed the movie, or was that simultaneous to the making of the film?
No, that was years afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody interviewing him about the process. But that's all I knew of I've never read it.
Anybody else?
Knew about it.
Knew about it? Yeah. Did you have particular impressions or recollections in terms of knowing about it? Anyone had told you it was a great play, you need to know, you need to, or was it just
knew that it was supposed to be good, and then I knew that it had a reputation as a great ensemble drama.
Great, very good. I'm just going to ask you guys to pass, when you talk, just to pass the mic around, just so that we can make sure that you rest your taxed vocal cords after your long weekend. John, I want to just throw a question your way. I know that you are from an area in Pennsylvania that's not far from Scranton, is that correct? Or
Philadelphia.
Oh, you're from Philadelphia. Not far.
Worlds away.
Worlds away. Did you or did any among you have any kind of experience with this particular social milieu, kind of Rust Belt?
Well, absolutely. I grew up in Philadelphia, working class family, Irish, Catholic. There were 13 kids in my father's family. And it was a racist bunch. So, I actually knew people like this when I was a kid. It's sad, but true. I played sports, so I was around locker rooms and coaches all of my life up until my 20s. So yeah, I had experiences that I could draw on.
Anybody else? Yeah.
I grew up in Virginia, in the south side of Virginia, in a small textile town, which I imagine is sort of the southern version of, the town where Fillmore High School is. Again, a lot of racial prejudice, working class, not Catholic, but that sort of small town mentality, and absolutely came of age under the tutelage of, hardcore, hard-nosed coaches, and their sort of slightly myopic view of manhood.
Right.
So yeah.
Did you guys have experiences, Tom or Lou, with high school sports or school sports or this kind of particular? I mean, there's something about the play that I think it traffics in a kind of, it examines a certain kind of male tribalism as Skip notes. I mean, both in terms of athletics, in terms of Catholicism, in terms of, that there's a club here.
Yeah. I was one of the worst basketball players that I knew growing up. And I did play. I played on the team, but it was terrible. But I did grow up in the Irish Catholic club. I had a Catholic high school, and certainly knew the Jesuits well. And so, yeah, it's a familiar church.
Well, I'm from the Italian Catholic club. Growing up in northern Jersey. An Irish name. Thank you, Aunt Anna. As you can also tell, I was sort of the prince of the family. But I was a wrestler for many, many years, starting from grammar school all the way through high school and into college and beyond, actually. And at a Catholic high school, and being part of that team, our team wasn't particularly good, but being part of a sport team and part of a group certainly separated you from the people who studied all the time, or sorry mom, but they were potheads. and other groups at the high school. And so you were sort of a band of brothers that you can just relate to each other and hang out with each other and just know each other's moves, like Phil and I, Skip and I say in the play. You understand each other without speaking sometimes, so you have that. And then you also have that leader, that coach, who drills certain exercises into you and ways of life into you that is sort of a father figure to say, this is how you become a man. So that was certainly part of my life growing up at St. Joe's.
Is it sports particularly? I mean, you guys must have talked a lot about this in the rehearsal process, that there's a particular kind of male bonding, and we've all heard the overused warrior metaphor in sports. A pitcher is a warrior, a quarterback is a warrior. I mean, there's this idea that there's a kind of ritualized, male aggression that's played out on sporting fields because it's not being played out in some other aspects of life or something. I mean, so talk a little bit about how that kind of was worked into the rehearsal process, or in any way you guys investigated that notion of what those intense bonding experiences for men are like.
We talked a little about, certainly, as